Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome once again to the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Center, where you join us for further coverage from the 23rd edition of the IBA Men's World Boxing Championships. That is the scene here at 9 p.m. local time as we prepare for our 12th session of boxing here in Ring B. We're at the round of 16 stage, and effectively these contests worth at least $10,000 US, because every winner who goes through to the quarterfinals will scoop a minimum of $10,000 US, a portion of the record-setting prize pool of $8.23 million. $300,000 for the gold medalists, a split of which will be 50% for the boxer, 25% for the coach, and 25% for the federation. Those are the life-changing sums that are on offer here for the champions. And all of the boxers down to the quarterfinals will receive a share, $150,000 for silver, $75,000 for bronze.
Ladies and gentlemen,
as we take a look at our first contest, which will be between boxers
in the elite men's
from Mauritius and Thailand. We've got action at flyweight, featherweight, and light middleweight, taking us from about 313 through to about 324 here on Ring B on this 6th day of the competition.
Fabrice, VALERIE.
So a reminder that we will have 5 scoring judges seated all around the boxing ring. Our referee is Mr. Uktam Bazarov of Uzbekistan.
And his opponents in the blue corner representing
And the scoring judges hail from Azerbaijan, Iraq, Spain, Algeria, and Russia. The 10-point must system in effect.
Judges from Azerbaijan, Iraq, Spain, Algeria, and Russia.
Over in the red corner is Fabrice VALERIE, 2024 All-Africa Games bronze medalist at 51 kilograms. 27 boxers make up the men's 51 kilogram bracket, so he receiving a bye in the round of 32 into the ring as the tournament number 3 seed for his first outing here at Dubai 2025. And there is the 19-year-old opponent, Phanuwat PUNNAKORN, preparing for his second bout of the tournament. He beat his opponent from Sri Lanka, Pasindu Gorakandalagi, with a 4-1 split decision verdict. Effective pressure and good work to the body were hallmarks of his work during the course of that victory.
Round 1.
So we're underway then. Round of 16 action in the men's 51 kilogram flyweight division between boxers from Mauritius and Thailand. The southpaw wearing red is the tournament number 3 seed, Fabrice VALERIE, 23 years of age, part of a 4-strong Mauritius boxing team. Heads coming together between the orthodox and southpaw boxer. And the orthodox boxer is 19-year-old Phanuwat PUNNAKORN. He part of a 4-strong team also. Competed in the World Boxing Under-19 World Boxing Championships last year. That event was an introduction to global competition for the man in blue. He's had multi-nations experience in the USA and Thailand over the past couple of years. So just on the edge of ring center is VALERIE. Well, the heads coming together again, my goodness, and that was a forceful clash. And you can see from the tape around the left eye that PUNNAKORN is bringing an injury into this contest. So that's going to be worth keeping an eye on. He's clearly made it past the doctor to compete here in his second bout of Dubai 2025. Oh, that's a wonderful reverse 1-2. Well, excuse me, a southpaw 1-2. Right then left off the ropes from VALERIE, who is using the space to the ring effectively. Double left hand, body then head, and he's changing direction and making it very difficult for PUNNAKORN to pin him down. So let's keep an eye on that right eye, because a flashing right hook such as that, it's opened it up. Well, it's threatening to open it up immediately, and then we'll have to keep an eye on the ref, because even though this contest sees him bring this injury into the ring, if it's worsened by a punch, he could well be subjected to RSCI. So not only is he facing off against the tournament number 3 seed as the heads clash again, he's also got that injured left eye at the back of his mind, no doubt. But he's got to try and remove that doubt or concern about it from his thinking and focus solely on his opponent, who is finding his range and warming to his task, celebrating his successes. Body then head, ending with a southpaw left hook. Good work to the body from PUNNAKORN. So he's doing a very good job sticking and moving. What a southpaw left hand. And then turning the left cross over the top once again after a body shot is VALERIE. Nice defense with the right glove to fend off the incoming left from PUNNAKORN. And you can see, well, I can see from ringside here that the injury that he brought into the ring has opened up once again over that left eye. Very good round of boxing from the man in red for my money. Some of the action from the opening round. Very good sticking and moving produced by VALERIE. And here's confirmation of a clean sweep of the cards in favor of the tournament number 3 seed.
Round 2.
Wonderful left hand on the disengagement from VALERIE. Oh, that is a cracking left cross. And the increased aggression that PUNNAKORN is trying to bring could play right into the tactical approach of Fabrice VALERIE, because he's demonstrated his ability to keep cool in the face of these hard charging forward forays, and his punch precision is on point. Remember, his opening bout of the tournament 6 days in, but he has found his timing and distance effectively and immediately. And now he's looking to get onto the front foot on the resumption. Slapping left hook off the ropes from VALERIE. PUNNAKORN trying to increase his intensity. Doing a good job keeping the movement going, and PUNNAKORN finding it difficult to close the gap, but there he does get closer with a body and head success. Oh, terrific sharp shooting off the ropes from VALERIE once again. Big swing and a miss with the left hand, and look at that as he held his feet able to get those combination punches in between the gloves of PUNNAKORN. So very good display this. He's breathing through a mouth that's open now, but his movement is still appearing as efficient and balletic as it was throughout the first round. So continuing to press is PUNNAKORN. He's feeling that he's getting closer. And now he's looking to work the body in a bit to slow down the fleet-footed movement that is being showcased by VALERIE so far. There's going to be a warning, oh, excuse me, an inspection of the injury here. Couldn't get to see the referee's gesture from my ringside commentary position, but the doctor inspecting the injury. Now remember, this injury was brought into the boxing ring. You can see the significance of it. It's in a bad place as well. The heads have come together on a few occasions in this contest between Orthodox and Southpaw. And the doctor happy for the contest to continue. But it is a bad cut. And you can see that the material that was over the injury, in a bid to try and keep it closed, flapping around rather precariously, and that's a cracking shot out of the corner, two in quick succession, before making like Houdini to ghost his way out of that apparently confined position. Wonderful work from Fabrice. And PUNNAKORN, well, look at him continue to press, and he's really seeking to take it to his man and get him to hold still. But while that cut was being inspected by the ringside doctor, the energy levels of VALERIE will have returned to something closer to optimal. And now the 60-second interval will give him another chance of recovery. And that will mean that his movement is going to be razor sharp, because he's in magnificent condition. But razor sharp movement is what we're expecting when VALERIE resumes to the contest. Now, it was a much better performance produced by PUNNAKORN. He got closer, but I also happen to think that this man did enough to take round number 2. How will the scoring judges see it? Because PUNNAKORN really did look to take it to his man and enjoyed some success. Heads were coming together between the Orthodox and Southpaw boxers. PUNNAKORN has taken a share of the second round, but taking the majority of the scores is VALERIE, edging it on a 3-2 split.
Your third and final round.
So we move into the third and final round. Fabrice VALERIE took the first round unanimously. Some wonderful counter punching and sticking and moving. The second round saw PUNNAKORN come charging out of the gate and set about his man in this type of territory. He took a share of the round for 2 of the judges. Now, had he been able to convince one more, then it would have been really interesting, and this final 3 minutes would have determined the outcome of this contest. But as it stands, by trailing 20 points to 18 for 3 of the 5 judges instead of 2 of the 5, that means he needs a massive final round to try and overturn the scorecards where he is trailing by 2, standing toe to toe, and VALERIE accommodating him in that regard. Good work to the body once again, and you really have to admire the manner in which PUNNAKORN is seeking to overturn the deficit that he faces. Found it really difficult to close the gap and catch up to VALERIE in the first round, but since round number 2, well, he's forcing the man from Mauritius to stand and box, dare I say it, fight more than he did in the first. I thought in the final round, with a 60-second interval under his belt, that VALERIE would have come out in the third, seeking to keep the movement going. But instead, he's met his man head-on to bring him into the contest. Now he is up on his toes. He's going to have to satisfy the ref here so he doesn't get accused of running. But this has been a really spirited effort with 2 minutes gone by PUNNAKORN, not heeding the command of break properly, didn't fully step back because he wants to get at his opponent once again, PUNNAKORN, but he remaining concentrated on the task at hand. And look at the footwork and the speed with which VALERIE is gliding around the boxing ring. Thought this was how it's going to come out of the gate to begin the third round. Instead, he did the opposite, held his feet, and then after landing a cracking right hand, he seemed to get a shot of energy coursing through his system. And has picked up the pace. He sticks out his tongue cheekily in the direction of his corner. He knows that he's seen this one over the line. Very good performance indeed. PUNNAKORN deserves immense credit because he's never stopped going in pursuit of the victory he was so desperate to earn. But he's met a razor-sharp Fabrice VALERIE, opening his account here at Dubai 2025 with a very good display indeed. He knows he's through to the quarterfinal stage, and that is a prize of at least 10,000 US dollars. 75,000 for bronze, 150,000 for silver, and the gold medalists receive 300,000 US dollars. Spirited effort from the man in blue, but I think it's Fabrice VALERIE, the man in red, who will be going through.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Mauritius, Fabrice VALERIE.
So Fabrice VALERIE, the tournament number 3 seed, whoops out a holler at having been declared a unanimous points decision victor over the incredibly talented teenager, Phanuwat PUNNAKORN of Thailand. 2 bouts here at Dubai 2025. For the 19-year-old, we're no doubt going to see him on the international stage in the future, but the here and now will see Fabrice VALERIE in the Elite 8 of the 51-kilogram flyweight division. Very good display, set his stall out early and kept the movement and punch picking going throughout the 3 3-minute rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we now enter the 314th contest in an elite men under 51 kilogram flyweight bout. Introducing first the referee from China, Guo Zhang. Please welcome firstly into the red corner, representing French Polynesia.
So our next
Nikee,
contest is
Layzie
between boxers from
Cummings.
French Polynesia and Russia. Our referee is Mr. Guo Zhang of China, and we have 5 scoring judges presiding over this one. They hail from Algeria, Cuba, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, and Zimbabwe.
And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Russia, Bair BATLAEV.
So there is Nikee Cummings, 2025 Oceania champion.
Your judges from Algeria,
over in the
Cuba,
blue corner.
Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, and Zimbabwe.
There's Bair. BATLAEV. There's the 20-year-old from French Polynesia. 4-1 split decision victor at the round of 32 over Rimin Modise of Botswana. As for his opponent, he scored a dramatic first-round stoppage over Freddy Alvarado of Bolivia with a body shot in under a minute.
Round one.
So we're underway then. Action in the round of 16 in the men's 51 kilogram flyweight division between boxers from French Polynesia and Russia. All southpaw affair between Nikee Cummings, the 20-year-old, part of a 4-strong French Polynesian boxing team. Took a continental gold early this year by winning the Oceania Championships that were hosted in his home country of French Polynesia. The southpaw wearing blue is Bair, BATLAEV, 25 years of age. And he was the 2023 European Cup gold medalist at that prestigious multi-nations event in Budva. Working the jab to the body effectively, countered by a right jab upstairs from Cummings. So BATLAEV, a tall boxer at the weight, and also bringing front foot pressure. That can be a rather disturbing prospect to face up in the boxing ring. Somebody who's tall and aggressive. Oftentimes you can see tall boxers seek to play counter-puncher, but here BATLAEV seeking to get over the front foot and keep Cummings on the perimeter of the boxing ring. Just close up the space so quickly. Top those long legs, and you can see him skipping to his work. And Cummings really having to think about where he can pick his spots as he tries to bridge that gap that exists between he and his slightly taller opponent. So Cummings, nice defense with the right glove to fend off the incoming left cross, but BATLAEV is continuing to be just on the edge of range, and that type of pressure means that there's never any time for Cummings to relax, because here he's doing a better job trying to hold his own ground in the space of center ring. But the incremental steps into range and out of range, always on guard. As the two men exchanging shots, BATLAEV was to the body. There's another stab jab downstairs to the belt line from BATLAEV. Cuffing left hand attempted, and he's moving around the boxing ring very effectively indeed. Again, Cummings trying to hold his feet and ensure that it's not BATLAEV dictating the terms. Good left hand on the body. Excuse me, good left hand on the belt. High-paced opening round between these two speedsters. Some of the action from the first round. Again, BATLAEV's ring generalship and that thrusting straight jab to the body. Well, there's confirmation. I was about to say, I think he's done the better work in this opening round.
Seconds out. Round two.
So we move into the second round. Clean sweep of the cards was earned by BATLAEV, the southpaw wearing blue. And I don't think the man's heels have come into contact with the canvas once. Up on his toes, darting in and out of range with the feet. Beautiful left hand to the body. It was a cross, and he's looking to target the torso repeatedly here. Remember, it was a body shot that took Freddie Alvarado out in the opening round of his round 32 contest. He's just looking to continue to shoot straight shots down to the belt line once again. Cracking left hand once more from BATLAEV. Clever right hand landed before spinning off the line from Cummings. Cummings is probably going to have to make some type of adaptation here, because the sheer presence of BATLAEV is making it difficult for him to establish his own rhythm and get into any type of flow. Because again, on the resumption, he scored upon immediately to the body with a disruptive right jab downstairs. So what can Cummings do to try and counter this dynamic move up? Because at the moment, even though he's competing, I think he's perhaps waiting a little too long. Maybe wary of letting his hands go because he came out second best in that exchange. But now he is being forced into the confined position of the corner by BATLAEV. Calmly spins his way back out to the space of center ring, but he's not able to get his own punches away. In and out with the feet once again from BATLAEV. An absolute whirlwind with the feet. There's a nice scoring shot from Cummings. Oh, cracking 1-2 combination while up on his toes, and the fist coming in a blur during that forward foray. And even when he's receiving instructions or talking to from the referee, BATLAEV keeping the movement going. Oh, that's a hard left hand to the body. Looking for the overhand left was BATLAEV, and he's having difficulty retaining his boxing stance here now is Cummings. You can see he's breathing through a mouth that's open. Another left hand sinks in, followed by a two-shot combination, and BATLAEV beginning to put some real leverage onto his punches. Dialing up the tempo here and the pressure, and it's made it a very difficult conclusion to the round for the man in red. Very good display by BATLAEV. Took the first round unanimously, and the second, for my money, was even more convincing. Here's an example of the precision and the rapidity with which BATLAEV is unfurling these punches. Hard hook, dug into the body. Two rounds completed, both of them scored identically. 10-9 across the board for all 5 scoring judges over the two in each of the 2 rounds.
Seconds out. Your third and final round.
So as we move into round number 3, the reigning Oceania champion at 51 kilograms, Nikee Cummings of French Polynesia, takes a good left hook to the body, and he is getting onto the front foot and trying to back up BATLAEV. Easier said than done, of course, and that's good to see the change in tactics being implemented by Cummings. But again, it's so difficult to maintain, because BATLAEV, he's all angles, he's all movement of the most fluid, fast twitch variety. In and out with the feet once again to score with that flicking jab to the body. So Cummings trying to match him in that regard now, spending less time on the outer reaches of the boxing ring. Right hand attempted downstairs, and then another one. And these are putting Cummings in a little bit of discomfort here now. BATLAEV just inaccurate on that forward march. You can see avenues of opportunity exist in between the hands of Cummings for BATLAEV as he skips his way back into range. The incessant energy that he's demonstrating here, totally different styles, of course, but it brings to mind Aaron Pryor, the way he used to box in the ring. The late great Aaron Pryor, the former light welterweight great. No matter what he had endured before, the man just comes out like a wind-up toy to begin the next round as a solid, stiff left cross gets through. non-stop movement from the man in blue, and you can see just his presence alone is just, oh, that's good work to the body from BATLAEV. But just his presence and his incessant movement is making life very difficult for Cummings, because he is trying his utmost to go with BATLAEV. And he did a good job of that at the start of this third round. But you get the sense that BATLAEV could do this for 15 rounds if necessary. Incredible engine. And he's going to no doubt harness more energy from the support that he's receiving here at the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Center. A vocal support crew. Cummings not able to deliver the accurate punches that he was in search of. It's been a commendable effort by the man from French Polynesia. But as the bell sounds to conclude the contest, I don't think there can be any doubt about the winner. Nice to see that respect between the two. Freddie Cummings, after prevailing with a split decision victory over Ribin Modise of Botswana in the round of 32, I think his tournament's going to come to an end here. But he demonstrated that he knows his way around the boxing ring. He just met a figure in Bair BATLAEV who simply would not stop moving, and it's not movement for motion's sake. It's purposeful, and it's always applying pressure, half in range, in and out, and then he'll fully commit and score with a salvo. Back on the edge of range again, you think you can take a breather, back comes in, more punches. Very good display indeed from Bair BATLAEV, and he will be going through to the round of the quarterfinals. There he'll face off against the tournament number 3 seed, Fabrice VALERIE of Mauritius. We await official confirmation, of course. Let's get it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision. In the blue corner, representing Russia, Bair BATLAEV.
So Bair BATLAEV declared a unanimous points decision victor over Nikee Cummings of French Polynesia, and that is how he did it. A 10-8 round returned for Judge 5 in the final round. Non-stop pressure, not of the pile driving forward variety, but just by excellent use of the feet. And again, I don't think the man's heels touched the canvas once throughout that entire 3-3-minute round. Excuse me, the entire 3-3-minute contest. A very good display indeed. And it's BATLAEV who goes through. Our next contest is between boxers from Kazakhstan and Cabo Verde.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we go to the 315 contest in the elite.
So there are scoring judges. They are from Iraq, Moldova, Zimbabwe, Russia, and Cuba.
Your referee in the ring from Croatia, Edvardo Gustin. Introducing first into the red corner, representing Kazakhstan, Daniyal SABIT.
There's our referee, Mr. Edvardo Gustin. Third man in the ring ahead of this round of 16 flyweight contest.
And his opponent in the blue corner, representing
So
Cabo
there is
Verde,
Kazakhstan's Daniyal SABIT,
FERNANDES.
23 years of age, preparing for his second bout of Dubai 2025. The 2021 Asian Championship silver medalist down at 49 kilograms,
from
competing
Iraq,
here at 51.
Moldova, Zimbabwe, Russia, and Cuba.
So into the ring is one of the 13-strong Kazakh boxing team, Daniyal SABIT, ahead of his second bout after a good win over Kelvin Minor of Kenya in the round of 32. Unanimous points decision verdict in his favor. As for Lenick Fernandez, it was a third-round stoppage win over Luis Guaman in the third round that has sent him through to the round of 16 here.
Round one.
So we're underway then. In the 51-kilogram flyweight division in a contest between boxers from Russia and from Kazakhstan and Cabo Verde. The southpaw wearing red is the man from Kazakhstan, Daniyal SABIT. Comes to the ring with continental success already earned with that 2021 silver medal at 49 kilograms from the edition that was right here in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Will it be a return to the medal rostrum, this time on the global stage in a city of which he will no doubt have fond memories? The man wearing blue, operating out of the southpaw stance, is Lenick Fernandez. Part of a 5-strong Cabo Verde boxing team. First saw him at the African Olympic qualifier in 2023, that event held in Diamniadio, just on the outskirts of Dakar in Senegal. So switching back to the orthodox stance is the switch hitting Fernandez. Now back as a left-handed boxer. Reaching for the left cross. Nice right hand off the back foot landed by SABIT. Good burst of punches to the body, dipping way down low, SABIT. Nice counter left hand from SABIT up through the middle. And now looking to bring the right hand over the top. Nice left hook to the body from Fernandez. So interesting contest, this one. Both men have tried to get onto the front foot, but now just walking his man back towards the red corner is SABIT. Double right hand is a nice shot from Fernandez. Continually switching between the orthodox and the southpaw stance. Beautiful bolo shot to the body from Fernandez, but SABIT coming right back with a two-shot combination, ending on a left hook, and now he switched to the southpaw stance, making it an all-port-sided affair. I'm not quite sure where Lenick Fernandez was headed. Almost stalking his man back towards the red corner. Some of the action from the opening round. Well, where both men had success, but I think the more consistent success was produced by the man in red.
Seconds out.
So SABIT taking the opening round for all 5 scoring judges.
Round 2.
We move into the second round. SABIT out behind busy hands, but being met head on by Fernandez. Letting go repeated 1-2s, but look at how SABIT is able to bob and weave and slip and shimmy while within range and come up with punches from perhaps unexpected angles. Look at how low he is to the canvas as he dips down at the knees. Wonderful work to the body and then spinning off the line. Reminiscent of Hassan Boyduz-Matov, the two-time Olympic champ and reigning world champ who's been installed as the #1 seed in the 51 kilogram flyweight division. But when boxers of this kind of stature, look at that. Spoken to about keeping his head up, but when they crouch down, good work to the body from Fernandez, but when they crouch down and dip and put the gloves and the forearms up, there's almost nothing to hit. And that is the same or a similar type of tactic that SABIT is implementing here. Good right hand from SABIT, inaccurate from Fernandez, but he comes right back to keep the attack going. Nice right hand over the top from Fernandez. It's countered immediately by a backhand from SABIT. Quality left hand to the body from Fernandez, who has come out and picked up the tempo after conceding the first round unanimously, and he's backing up SABIT now. Effective point scoring on his forward march. Cuffing left hook landed by SABIT. Fernandez with a clipping right hand, and SABIT's movement just slowing a little bit through this portion of the round. But he gives the impression that he can box at the tempo that he has been setting invariably all evening long. Continuing to target the body effectively is Fernandez to have the final word in that exchange. It's rendering SABIT inaccurate because he was beyond the range of the more compact figure wearing red. He steps right back into the breach, does Fernandez, and this has been a terrific response to losing the first round unanimously. It has increased the tempo, picked up the punch output, and has been far busier compared to the opening round. SABIT seeking to end the round in strong fashion to leave a favorable impression in the mind of the judges. A very good round of boxing indeed. It's a magnificent response from Lenick Fernandez. Really did dial up the tempo during the course of that second round. Has he done enough to win it? I think he certainly deserves a share of it. Question is, will it be 3-2 or 2-3? Can't discount the good work that was coming from SABIT. Well, he's not done as much in it as I anticipated. He's conceded it on a 4-1 split. Thought maybe deserved just a slightly bigger share of that.
Your third and final round.
So too much moisture on the top of Lenick Fernandez, who needs a big final round here. Conceded the first round unanimously, picked up the pace in the second, but still conceded it on a 4-1 split, and that is why he has come storming out of the gate to meet his man head-on in the middle of the boxing ring. Well, the failure to keep his head up has brought him right back into the proceedings here. A yellow card will appear against the graphic of Daniyal SABIT. And SABIT, having been forced to stand and fight here now, I said that it's a tactic that compact boxers often use to reduce their height and exacerbate the difference even further. But he's been penalized for failing to keep his head up. But remember, he led 20 points to 18 for 4 of the 5 scoring judges. One scorecard had it all square after giving the second round to the man in blue. So now, as Fernandes, again, continuing to let his punches go at a terrific clip. If he can win this round, it would make things very interesting indeed, because a point deduction is going to come off the total scores at the end of this round of 16 contest. And of course, Fernandes won't want to see that cancelled out by falling on the wrong side of the referee himself. And that's repeated talking. It's been spoken to repeatedly by the referee. And again, you hear the phrase of blue, you're holding. You wouldn't want to get a point deducted. And I think that's exactly the fate that's befallen him. So the point deduction taken off the card of SABIT has effectively been cancelled out because Fernandes had just been hit with a point deduction. Corner could have done with reinforcing the fact that he's not to get on the wrong side of the ref here, but of course the boxer's concentration is complete and they got to take charge up in there. So it remains an uphill battle now for Lenick Fernandes. Point deduction each way during the course of round number 3. Well, Lenick Fernandes deserves immense credit for the manner in which he's gone about his job tonight. Conceded the first round unanimously, really picked up the pace in the second round, did similar here in the third. A third round that was filled with incident because we had point deductions each way. First of all assessed against Daniyal SABIT, and then one assessed against Lenick Fernandes to effectively cancel that out. And given that he trailed 20 points to 18 for 4 of the 5 scoring judges, I don't think the round that the man in blue produced in the third is going to be enough to get him back into contention. If we hear the word unanimous, it's like, well, it's definitely going to be the man in red, and I think he has done more than enough to progress through to the quarterfinals. We just await official confirmation.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing Kazakhstan, Daniyal SABIT.
So there's confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory for Daniyal SABIT of Kazakhstan. Taking the final round across the board, Lenick Fernandes deserves immense credit for the manner in which he competed. And who has gained multi-nations experience in both France and Portugal this year, competing on the global stage of a World Championships for the very first time. 2 bouts during Dubai 2025, eliminated here at the round of 16. But the man who goes on at the bottom of the draw is Daniyal SABIT, with a very good display of punch picking out of that compact switch hitting stance. Our next contest is between boxers from Moldova and Zambia. Here's our referee from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Ladies and gentlemen, over on ring 2, we enter the 360th contest in the elite men's under 51 kilogram
5 scoring judges
division.
using a 10-point must
First,
system.
your
They hail
referee
from
the Kingdom of
Uzbekistan,
Saudi
Algeria,
Arabia,
China, Turkmenistan, and Spain.
Please welcome to the red corner, representing Moldova, PLINGA. And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Zambia, CHINYEMBA.
So there is
Your officials from
Jan
Uzbekistan,
PLINGA,
Algeria,
reigning
China,
national champion of Moldova.
and Spain.
He was a youth champion as recently as 2023. Last year in Belgrade in Serbia. Quarter finalist at 48 kilograms. He's competing here at 51. And he enjoyed a walkover in the round of 32. And the man over in the blue corner is the familiar figure of Patrick Chinyemba. But here is a closer look at Jan PLINGA, part of an 8-strong Moldovan boxing team. And there is Patrick Chinyemba, 20. Patrick Chinyemba preparing for his first bout of Dubai 2025 after receiving a bye in the round of 32.
Round 1.
This is action in the round of 16. In the men's 51 kilogram flyweight division is between boxers from Moldova and Zambia. And the man wearing red, who's got to somehow overcome that massive disadvantage that he faces in terms of height and reach to close that gap and get up close to unload his own artillery, is Jan PLINGA, the reigning Moldovan national champion, down at 48 kilograms. And he had a walkover in the round of 32 against the man from Tanzania, Juma Athmani. Wasn't able to make it to the ring. It's also the first bout of the tournament for the man in blue, the tournament number 2 seed, who is using fantastic footwork to keep himself out of harm's way and lash in punches without reply. And that is the familiar figure of one of the best IBA boxers in the world. That's Patrick Chinyemba, the tournament number 2 seed. 24 years of age now, and we've been seeing him on the scene for a long time. A 2-time Olympian already, having first competed in Tokyo back in 2021, and it took the eventual champion Galalya Fai to eliminate him, and that was a very competitive affair indeed. Commonwealth Games bronze medalist in Birmingham, and he is the 2022 Africa champion at 51 kilograms from the event in Maputo, and the All Africa Games gold medalist from the delayed event in Ghana last year. So not only the king of the continent, but one of the very best in the world, and he's setting about his job very effectively here in this opening round. And this is proving to be a very difficult mission for the man in red, but he's remaining committed to his task. Again, look at the manner in which he's able to use his feet, and then in addition to having his legs as a line of defense, look at the length of the man's arms in the 51 kilogram featherweight division. Not only does he possess long arms, he's got wonderful timing and judgment of distance as well. Whipping left hand to the body. Such a dexterous boxer, possessed of a high ring IQ. So looking to target the body of his taller opponent is PLINGA. To shape and shimmy and bustle his way forward, but how about that 3-shot combination? The final right hand spinning off the line from Chinyemba, and he's flowing beautifully here, pecking and poking his way to point scoring punches. Reverse 1-2 as he switches southpaw, and again picking him off with the left and going walkabout, contracting and expanding the distance as he likes. A very good display in this opening round from Patrick Chinyemba to open his account here at Dubai 2025. Well, this man never stopped coming forward in pursuit of his man. was a very good display indeed, produced by Patrick Chinyemba, oftentimes for major events. Gives himself a fresh trim. Now, I don't know if that's synonymous with the gold that he goes in pursuit of and often comes away with, or whether it's just a personal preference. But he certainly does have a golden hue about him here on his opening night of his tournament at Dubai 2025. Some of the accuracy, some of the variety in evidence from Patrick Chinyemba over the course of a very good first round. And it's a clean sweep of the cards, including a 10-8 verdict for the judge from Spain. So we move into the second round. And Jan PLINGA of Moldova was kept on the periphery of the proceedings by the wonderful shot selection and ring generalship of Patrick Chinyemba. But you have to credit the man's spirited effort. But look at how quickly Chinyemba's able to spin off the ropes and get back to the opposite side of the ring. Unlimited imagination. And combined with all his other qualities, it makes him a very difficult proposition to face off against. So much experience amassed by the man from the 7-strong Zambian boxing team. Still only 20 years of age, remember. When I first came across him and his peers in terms of age at the Olympic qualifier in Dakar in Senegal ahead of the delayed Tokyo Games, there was a whole clutch of boxers out of the Southern African nation who have come through together and are outstanding talents. Chinyemba transferring that through to the global stage. And Jan PLINGA, credit to him that he continues to go in search of Chinyemba's long, lean torso, but finding him ghosting away at every opportunity. Cracking two-shot combination, then a third slapping shot from Chinyemba. And PLINGA being reduced to chasing shadows here, but credit to him because he's not giving up the chase. Getting closer on the inside as Chinyemba elected to hold his feet. Wonderful use of the feet continues to be illustrated by Patrick Chinyemba. Counter right hand not too far away from Chinyemba as PLINGA continues to press, seeking to get his man to just stay still for a moment. But look at that right hand going over the top rope from PLINGA because Chinyemba was no longer there. Beautiful work to the body once again, in and out with the feet, and the gap that exists between the two of them as a check left hand is slapped in, followed by a wonderful reverse 1-2 off the back foot. Chinyemba has found his flow immediately on this, his opening day of action at Dubai 2025, 6 days into the tournament. While Jan PLINGA continuing to compete with everything that he has, no diminishing of his appetite or his desire to try and get to Chinyemba, but it's a very difficult mission for the man from Moldova. Just heard the coaches to the blue corner with the phrase of in, out, in, out. And Chinyemba was doing exactly that for the course of the round, constantly presenting angles and spinning off the line and getting beyond punching range and then looking to discourage his opponents. Not belittle him, but discourage him. Demonstrating that he's in complete control. Second round scores are in, and it's another clean sweep of the card. The first round scored identically, or the second round scored identically.
Seconds out.
As the first 10-8 card returned from judge number 5.
Your third and final round.
So as we move into the third round of this contest, oh my goodness, well, he's playing Matador now is Patrick Chinyemba, because the tournament number 2 seed just showcasing his mastery and putting on a bit of a show for the crowd. And again, that is not to embarrass or belittle his opponent. Perhaps a little bit too far, but he's just trying to express his total superiority and control of proceedings here. And Jan PLINGA, credit to him, the man has never stopped pursuing his objective, and that's to get close to Patrick Chinyemba, who's adopting the half-cover guard, and he's got a really idiosyncratic, oh, what an uppercut turned underneath, turned into a right hook from Chinyemba, who's just oozing confidence here, and I think that body shot has hurt PLINGA because he stopped coming forward for the first time. You can see he's just a little more circumspect now, rather than going in with the intensity that he's been doing previously, because he was hit with a couple of terrific bolo punches to the body. How's the pain from those body shots dissipated? Will he get back on the front foot with the same fervor once again? And again, he's right next to the man, but he can't land a glove on him. Chinyemba turning his back, which is against the rules, of course. Two-shot salvo without a reply, and Chinyemba possesses genius ankles because the man can go from moving counterclockwise to clockwise without skipping a beat, and invariably it leaves the opponent going in the opposite direction to the space where Chinyemba just was. And you see outstanding athletes on the gridiron of American football, or on the rugby pitch, when you see a guy going at full speed, apply the brakes, stop dead, and the defender goes flying by him. We're seeing similar in the boxing ring from Patrick Chinyemba. Just able to change direction so effortlessly, so effectively. So Chinyemba just holding his feet for a moment. That brings PLINGA into it, and PLINGA looking to get busy and try and find a way through that half-cover guard. He's pinged by a jab twice on the resumption, but you have to credit Jan PLINGA because he has never stopped competing here. He's being outscored, he's being outboxed, leaping left hook, not too far away from PLINGA, but then there's a solid left hook right hand and a jab from Chinyemba and a check right hand. Perhaps the final scoring shot of the contest, but PLINGA continuing to press, and he did so right up until the final bell. Wonderful to see that respect between these two boxers. Jan PLINGA, just 20 years of age, remember, and that's the time that we first got to witness. I think he was younger than that, actually. I think he was a teenager when he first burst onto the scene ahead of the Tokyo Olympic Games, but Jan PLINGA only 20. Remember, he's already a European Championship quarter-finalist from last year, and so he continuing to gain invaluable experience. Patrick Chinyemba, the tournament #2 seed, one of the best in the world. PLINGA never stopped competing, never stopped going after his man, but it's Patrick Chinyemba who will go through to the quarter-final stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision. In the blue corner from Zambia, Patrick Chinyemba.
So Patrick Chinyemba with a wonderful warm embrace and show of respect between he and a man he had just beaten on a unanimous points decision. As Chinyemba with his customary celebration of a salute to all four sides of the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Center here, in acknowledgement of a very good display, and the Maldivian coach giving the salute right back to him. It's been a terrific performance from a man who is a consummate showman. Patrick Chinyemba giving thanks, and we will see him again in the round of 16, where he will face off against Kazakhstan's Daniyal SABIT for a place on the medal rostrum. He's already made himself $10,000 US richer, and he did so with a very good display indeed against Jan PLINGA of Moldova. Remember the name, because we're no doubt going to see him in the future among the lower weight classes as we take a look at some of the action produced over the course of that three-minute round affair.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we enter the 317th contest.
So, Tina Politan of Bosnia-Herzegovina is the referee.
Division. Introducing first the referee from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Tina Politan. Please welcome firstly into the red corner representing Mauritius.
One of the officials in this one, in addition to the judges, we hail from Kazakhstan, Croatia, Zimbabwe, China, and Iraq. There is Niven of Mauritius,
representing Armenia,
23 years of age.
SARGSYAN.
And he preparing for his second bout of Dubai 2025, having prevailed with a unanimous decision victory over Abdul Lawal Zhirayr of Burkina Faso over in Ring A at the round of 32. Second appearance at a senior IBA World Championships, as the man in blue is the Armenian boxer, 26 years of age, Zhirayr SARGSYAN. He stopped his opponent from Comoros, Ben Sheikh Hassani, in the third round. Strong come forward pressure boxer.
Round one.
So we're underway then. Action in the 57 kilogram featherweight division is between boxers from Mauritius and Armenia. Slightly taller figure wearing red is Niven, 23 years of age. He's the tournament #3 seed in the featherweight bracket. 33 boxers making up the featherweight division. And we're at the round of 16. The man wearing blue is Armenia's Zhirayr SARGSYAN, 26 years of age. Participated in the World Youth Games in St. Petersburg in Russia. That's where I first came across him. At that event from the Cyber Arena. And here, again, that third round stoppage deep into the third round. Testament to the pressure that the man brings, or seeks to bring, across the entirety of the contest. Was an experienced international operator, the man in red. Was ringside at both the Commonwealth Games in 2022 in Birmingham, the National Exhibition Centre, when he competed there at 57 kilograms. And also at the Stark Arena in Belgrade. It's now the Belgrade Arena, where he competed at the same weight. Here he is holding that weight. And just looking to establish his range. Nice jab to the body from SARGSYAN. SARGSYAN looking to grind his way forward. You see the contrasting statures between these two boxers. So no prizes for guessing the tactics. And now SARGSYAN is beginning to get closer to the longer lean torso of his taller opponent. Overhand right, not too far away, and it's just made CHEMBEN a little bit uncomfortable. But good work to the body, continuing from SARGSYAN, and a right hand, oh my goodness! It dipped the knees of Niven. CHEMBEN deposited him face first on the canvas, and the referee has waved it off immediately. So the doctor into the ring, just carrying out the precautionary checks to ensure that Niven CHEMBEN is okay. But Zhirayr SARGSYAN with a really good tactical display, targeting the body of his taller opponent, bringing the hands down, and once the opportunity presented itself, he uncoiled a right cross over the top. That sent Niven CHEMBEN face first to the canvas. So 2 contests under the belt of Zhirayr SARGSYAN, and both of them have finished inside the distance. He goes storming through to the round of 16 in the 57 kilogram featherweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring 2. Referee Tina Politan calls stop the action during the first round. For your winner by knockout from Armenia in the blue corner, Zhirayr SARGSYAN.
So Zhirayr SARGSYAN, a first round knockout winner of the tournament number 3 seed Niven CHEMBEN. A very good display indeed, because even though it was a one-shot KO, that KO was set up by the tactical implementation of good work to the body. And when he brought the man's hands down by shots such as that, there was the avenue of opportunity, and it sent Niven CHEMBEN sprawling face first across the canvas. Very clever display, tactics carried out perfectly by Zhirayr SARGSYAN. Our next contest is between boxers from IBN India and Uzbekistan.
318 in the elite men's under 57 kilogram featherweight division. Please welcome firstly your referee from Serbia, Jovana Ugranovic. Please welcome into the red corner representing IBN India, Sachin.
So there is our referee, Jovana Ugranovic of Serbia. Our 5 scoring judges hail from Turkmenistan, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Cuba, Azerbaijan, and Spain.
Khujanazar, NORTOJIEV. Your officials at ringside. From Turkmenistan, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Cuba, Azerbaijan, and Spain.
Up into the ring in a resplendent red robe is Sachin. 26 years of age. Here's the man, part of a full-strength IBN India boxing team. A whole host of credentials during the course of his glittering career. 2016 World Youth Champion, 2017 Asian silver medalist at the youth level, and here at the round of 32 he beat Umaid Rustamov of Uzbekistan on a 5-2 split in a bout that went to bout review. Over in the red and the blue corner is Khujanazar NORTOJIEV, 21 years of age, and he, the Asian under-22 bronze medalist from the event in Astana in 2024. Competed in the World Championships in Tashkent 2 years ago, and in 2022 he was a World Youth bronze medalist at 54 kilograms at the edition in Lenucia in Spain.
Round 1.
So we're underway then. This is action in the 57 kilogram featherweight division, and it's a contest between boxers from IBN India and Uzbekistan, and right out of the gate the man in blue, NORTOJIEV, has come out in storming fashion. Sachin up on his toes, looking to establish that lead left stick. Headlock applied by Sachin. So Sachin unfurling his longer reach in a bid to try and keep his man on the end of his jab. NORTOJIEV pressing forwards, having success with a shot on that forward march, but Sachin using every inch of the boxing ring. Exchange of shots sees NORTOJIEV's more direct. That's a solid right hand landed by NORTOJIEV. Sachin took it well. Again, clocking up the miles at a rapid clip as he speeds his way around the boxing ring. Solid left jab from Sachin, and he celebrates it by rising that right glove. First saw Sachin when I was ringside to commentate on his run through to the gold medal rostrum at the 2016 World Youth Championships at the Cyber Arena in St. Petersburg. Here he is looking for a return to the top spot on the podium on the global stage at a senior edition of the World Championships. So Sachin looking to maintain the gap between himself and his opponent, and he's just finding the range with that lead left stick now. Leaping left hook is celebrated with a grin of his gum shield to his corner by NORTOJIEV. Now, have we got a cut? And I think it's across the bridge of the nose. That's where the blood is, at least. Where is has the injury been sustained? So the doctor happy for the contest to continue. Closing 30 seconds of the round. Sachin now dealing with an injury as he's looking to continue to maintain the gap. There's a nice left jab from Sachin. Quickening up his feet in response to the fleet-footed movement being exhibited by Sachin is NORTOJIEV. Headlock employed by Sachin. Closing seconds of the round as both men trade misses. Little inaccurate to conclude the round, but some quality punches from both boxers. I think the man in blue did the better work. But how will the 5 scoring judges see that one? And with some altogether more solid hooks and crosses. One of them, which he celebrated, and he landed it near his own corner. Very expressive individual up in the boxing ring. So a clean sweep of the cards in favor of Khujanazar NORTOJIEV of Uzbekistan.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So, not quite sure what the delay is over in that red corner. I think Sachin was preparing to re-enter the fray without his gum shield. But the corner man to the rescue. Or maybe it was the corner man who kept it in the bucket rather than having it at his disposal. But oh, that's a cracking right hand landed by Khujanazar NORTOJIEV. So Sachin, what can he do differently, having conceded the opening round unanimously? It's very untidy when it gets up close, and it's Sachin and the more compact figure of Khujanazar NORTOJIEV wrapping one another up when they get inside. It's happening increasingly here now. And these boxers have to watch that they don't pick up a warning for continually disregarding the instructions of the referee. So lead left jab is a scoring shot. Khujanazar NORTOJIEV gets on the front foot, looking to back up Sachin. As you can see, the blood being spat from the mouth of Sachin. So his difficulties mounting. The injury that he sustained was inspected by the doctor in the opening round. I think it's a damaged nose. And in the event that he's, without wishing to be too graphic, spitting out blood, that could well make breathing very difficult. Good left, right from Sachin. Onto the front foot goes NORTOJIEV in pursuit of him. Bolo shot to the body is a better shot from Sachin. And dare I say it, when he's holding his feet and not on the perimeter of the ring to the extent that he was in the first round, well, he's having more success. Taking it to NORTOJIEV now. Different posture adopted completely by Sachin as a left hook drives NORTOJIEV backwards. Bolo shot to the body forces NORTOJIEV to tie the man up. Completely different posture presented here by Sachin in the second round. And even though he lost the first unanimously, I think he's having a far better fist of it here. But now he's back up on his toes, presenting that back foot posture to NORTOJIEV. But when NORTOJIEV was made to go backwards, or at least to fight, to hold, to stand his ground, there's again another right hand celebrated by Sachin. Terrific response in the second round to not use the perimeter of the boxing ring, but to stand his ground in center ring and back the man up. There's another right hand success. Left hook landed on the belt from NORTOJIEV. I think that's a terrific response from the man in red. Not quite sure it's going to be enough for him to take the round, but an altogether more competitive display in the second produced by Sachin. Because he lost the first unanimously, and around the midway stage of round number 2, he bit down on the mouthpiece as if to say, okay, let's go, and back the man up with combinations like that. Well, that one didn't get through, but plenty of them did. And they certainly got NORTOJIEV's attention, such as that right cross. Wonderful response to bring Sachin back into this one, but how will the judges have reviewed his efforts? And he's only got it for 2 of the judges.
Your third and final rounds.
So we move into the third round, and Sachin, with a terrific response in round number 2, spent the majority of round number 1 up on his toes, circumnavigating the ring. Conceded that unanimously in the second round. He adopted the type of posture we're seeing here, planting his feet into the canvas and taking it to NORTOJIEV, making the man from Uzbekistan go backwards on occasion. And you can see how comfortable NORTOJIEV is when he gets on the front foot and is able to shape-shift his way in pursuit of his man. If you've got an incessant pressure come forward boxer like that, he takes another right hand from Sachin. If you can make them do something other than that, what they want to do, well, that is a real test, because Sachin is going against his own instinctual nature here. Consummate counter-puncher, back foot sharpshooter, but here having the boxing courage to change the tactics and try and do something different in pursuit of victory and a place in the quarterfinals. And it's paying dividends. There he takes a stiff left jab from NORTOJIEV, but you can't walk in the rain without getting wet. This is the sport we're in, the beautiful sport of boxing, and it's a hard-fought affair to determine who will progress through to the quarterfinals. It's advantage NORTOJIEV because he took the first round unanimously and edged the second on a 3-2 split, which means only 2 scores are tied at 19 points apiece. The other 3 are all in favor of NORTOJIEV by a 2018 margin. So in short, just beyond the halfway stage, it means that Sachin requires a massive final round here, whereas NORTOJIEV can afford to enter bout management mode. And credit to Sachin because he is going for it. And it's really good to see him change tactics in the manner that he did but I just wonder whether he and his corner will rue the fact that they elected to use the back foot tactics in the first round. And he pounds his chest and said to NORTOJIEV, bring it to me, as he goes in pursuit of the big finish that he needs. Solid shots landed by NORTOJIEV, and this one is turning into a really attritional and competitive affair. More shots, success from the outside by Sachin. NORTOJIEV, as the two of them gurning and mean mugging in the face of one another, but to me this is playing into NORTOJIEV's hands because he's the man that has the advantage on the score clock, and by just allowing the clock to tick down as they mean mug in front of one another, well, this is going to send NORTOJIEV through to the quarter-final stage. Very good response from Sachin, but I think it's going to be a classic case of too little, too late. And that's why it's all smiles over in that blue corner. Because Khujanazar NORTOJIEV boxed very well indeed, particularly in the opening round, took it unanimously. There was a really spirited response from the midpoint of the second by Sachin, having the courage to change tactics and stand his ground rather than use the space of the perimeter of the boxing ring, and it paid dividends. He took a share of the second round for two of the judges. Crucially, from his perspective, he needed 3 or more if he hoped to make the last round a bit of a shootout to determine who's going through. But he couldn't do that, and I think the third round was very similar to the second. Let's get the official particulars. It should be the man in blue going through.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner from Uzbekistan, Khujanazar NORTOJIEV.
Well, nice to see that respect between the two boxers whose styles combine to produce a really competitive affair. But it's Khujanazar NORTOJIEV, the 2024 Asian Under-22 bronze medalist, who remains in contention for a place on the medal podium here at the Senior World Championships, and had got the energy to shadow box as he goes back and gets the congratulatory hugs from his corner team. They got the tactics right, he carried them out. A very good display indeed, withstanding the rally produced by Sachin. And there was a discernible change in tactics which paid real dividends for Sachin. And the 2016 World Youth Champion deserves immense credit for the manner in which he tried to change. But it's NORTOJIEV who goes through. Our next contest is between boxers from South Africa and Belarus.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we enter the 319th contest in the elite men's under 57 kilogram featherweight division. Introducing firstly into the ring your referee from Croatia, Eduardo Gustin. Please welcome firstly in the red corner representing South Africa, Masibulele SIGWELA.
So there is our referee, Mr. Wilfredo Vasquez of Cuba.
Please welcome his opponent into the
There
blue
is
corner.
the man from South Africa,
Belarus,
Masibulele
Dzianis,
SIGWELA, over in the red corner. There are 5 scoring judges from Croatia, Uzbekistan, Zimbabwe, Iraq, and Kazakhstan. A 10-point must system in effect.
Your referee from Cuba, Wilfredo Vasquez Calero. Your judges at ringside from Croatia,
So Masibulele,
Zimbabwe,
SIGWELA
Iraq,
preparing
and
for his
Kazakhstan.
second contest here at Dubai 2025. Stopped his opponent, Nawaf Al-Zami of the United Arab Emirates, in the second round of the round of 32 affair. That was right here in Ring B. His opponent, Dzianis Zalotsky, 25 years of age, and in the round of 32 he beat Alan Aiki of Papua New Guinea, courtesy of a unanimous decision.
Round one.
So this is action in the round of 16, an all-southpaw affair between boxers from South Africa and Belarus. The man wearing red is Masibulele SIGWELA, 22 years of age, in his second bout of Dubai 2025, the 2024 national champion of South Africa from the event that was held in Durban, looking for the left cross against his fellow southpaw in blue, and that is Dzianis Zalotsky, competing in his third consecutive world championships, having contested both Belgrade 2021 and Tashkent 2023. So both men going in search of big southpaw lefts. Is a wonderful 1-2 from SIGWELA, but coming back immediately behind a stiff right jab is Zalotsky. Zalotsky keen to will his way forward. Good right left from SIGWELA, but Zalotsky looking to pin him to the corner, but this is good composure under fire being demonstrated by SIGWELA, but he's finding himself near the ropes once again. Zalotsky continuing his forward march, but he is being scored upon as he presses in a bid to get inside. Good defenses with the gloves from Zalotsky, but he couldn't evade that stiff right jab. And the jab being used effectively by both boxers here through the halfway stage. Both men dropping down to the body. This is being fought at a really high tempo. Will they be able to maintain this pace? Terrific work with the left cross from SIGWELA. And then dropping down to the body once again. Good variety being shown by both boxers as Zalotsky comes back with his own offense during the course of these terrific two-way trade-offs here. And it's Zalotsky looking to keep SIGWELA near the ropes once again. He's got him pinned in the blue corner, hooking his way out of the confined position is SIGWELA. And who will last this pace better? You can see SIGWELA feeling it already, is bearing that luminous green gum shield that matches his socks. And that's presenting an inviting target. Oh, that's a good right hand to the body from SIGWELA. And then a left cross upstairs to snap the head back of Zalotsky. Both of these men punching at a terrific tempo here. Both men having their head knocked backwards with stiff straight shots. And educated hooks being slung in underneath as well. What an opening round, my goodness. Both men punching from bell to bell over the course of the first 3 minutes. Some of the action from a blistering first round. It's invariably Zalotsky over the front foot, but keeping cool is SIGWELA. There was a wonderful right hand to the body, but Zalotsky kept on coming. And I happen to think his coolness under fire, particularly with his straight shots, which rocked Zalotsky's head back, gave him the better of what was a really competitive opening round. But again, Zalotsky in this every second of the way for the full 3 minutes. What say the judges? Clean sweep of the cards for SIGWELA, Masibulele, SIGWELA. 10-9 verdicts returned across the board. So we move into the second round. And Dzianis Zalotsky adopted this type of posture right from the opening bell and took it to SIGWELA. But look at how SIGWELA is able to remain calm under fire and still pierce his opponent's defenses with uppercuts. Now looking for straight shots from the space of center ring. Terrific work behind the 1-2 from SIGWELA. And now moving around the clock face counterclockwise is SIGWELA. Keeping himself off the rope, straight shot success for Zalotsky, but SIGWELA doing a much better job maintaining the gap as he scores with a good left hook to the body. Is this a change in approach by Zalotsky? Or is it because SIGWELA is trying to give the man angles rather than retreating towards the corners and the strands on the perimeter of the ring? Momentum from that attempted right hook, drilling him down into the canvas. Overhand left, not too far away from Zalotsky. That mouthpiece being pushed out once again by SIGWELA. Is he feeling the pace? And we're not even at the halfway stage yet. Looking to take more oxygen into those lungs. And Zalotsky now he is getting onto the front foot after SIGWELA did a good job remaining in the space of center ring where he was effective. But now he's going from one set of ropes over to the corner, and Zalotsky living in the man's chest once again, beginning to unfurl punches down to the body. But boxing his way out of there cleverly and coolly is SIGWELA. Nice work off the ropes from SIGWELA, but Zalotsky simply will not leave him alone, continuing his pursuit of success to both body and head. SIGWELA can't get out of the blue corner. And it's going to take the intervention of the referee to allow SIGWELA to get off the ropes. But Zalotsky right back on the front foot. SIGWELA continuing to fiddle with that luminous green gum shield. Now he's shooting out a sharp shooting southpaw jab in a bid to maintain some space between himself and his opponent. Good left cross to the body fired in by SIGWELA, and then another left cross, and SIGWELA so much more effective and eye-catching and dynamic when he's able to operate from the space of ring center. Zalotsky keen to pin him back towards the ropes where he enjoyed such a bountiful period earlier on in the round. Wonderful right jab from Zalotsky. And what a rally produced in the final minute or so by SIGWELA, and he just nodding to Zalotsky as if to say, okay, what are we doing here? And the two men combining to produce an absolutely thrilling second round. Remember, SIGWELA took the first round unanimously. He got to the space of center ring to begin round number 2, but then Zalotsky enjoyed a period where he pinned him in the corner and really worked away. But what did SIGWELA do? Got back to the space of ring center and began to score effectively behind wonderful straight punches to end the round strong. So a 3-minute stanza that was broken into thirds. And I think that the man who got the better of 2 of those 3 thirds was the man in the red corner. But how will the judges see it? Terrific two-way action of the non-stop variety between these two skillful boxers.
Seconds out.
So Zalotsky taking it
Your third and
on the
final
card of
round.
one of the judges, judge number 4, preferring his front foot pressure, and what an overhand left landed by Zalotsky. IBA live scoring will have seen his team tell him that he's trailing 20 points to 18 for all 5 judges, and that is why he's seeking to pin SIGWELA in the corner just above our commentary position and not allow him any escape route. But SIGWELA has demonstrated that he is a real cool customer under fire, and look at that, just spinning off the line clockwise to his left to land with a right-left combination out of that southpaw stance. Cracking left cross once again from SIGWELA, and another right jab is fed to Zalotsky, who is keen to try and get back over the front foot, but he's running repeatedly into rights and lefts from the South African boxer. So Zalotsky continuing his advance. SIGWELA up on his toes, fiddling with that mouthpiece once again. but any fatigue that he's feeling is continuing to operate and think and function through the discomfort that he may be enduring. And this is why all the hard training is done by the boxers, the road work in the mornings, the calisthenics, the hard spars, the body work, the conditioning. Because look at the manner in which SIGWELA is able to keep the movement going. Pursuing him incessantly is Zalotsky, but SIGWELA, by use of his legs, is able to maintain a gap as he stays off the ropes. Just as I say that, he sinks in a good left hand to the body, only to have his back touch the ropes once again. This is terrific work from both boxers. I happen to think that SIGWELA is getting the better of it, despite being pushed backwards. Not seeking to run, not seeking to hide. As the head of Zalotsky crashes into the face of SIGWELA. And again, SIGWELA shooting out that southpaw right jab that is as straight as a stick. Good work to the body, but then back comes Zalotsky to burrow away downstairs. And it's when he had SIGWELA in the corner in round number 2 where Zalotsky enjoyed his best passage of the round. But SIGWELA keeping his cool under fire. Look at how he's able to score despite being in the corner. The two men had their heads driven back by straight punches. Beautiful ring craft being demonstrated in the manner in which he's able to box coolly while confined from SIGWELA. Wonderful variety in his work. Bent arm punches to the body, straight shots upstairs. That jab landing with a bent arm. Zalotsky continuing to press, going in search of his own success. There's the 10-second clapper. He needed a massive final round, did Dzianis Zalotsky, to overturn the 20 points to 18 deficit he faced for 5 scoring judges. And there he does land a solid shot which snaps the head back of SIGWELA, but the red corner know that their man has done enough to stay with and indeed match and better a really determined opponent. Because Dzianis Zalotsky never stopped pressing from opening bell to last. He was in the contest every second of the way. I just don't think he's done enough to win the contest, but that is not for a lack of effort or application. A wonderful contest produced by these two boxers, but the coolness under fire demonstrated by Masibulele SIGWELA was notable indeed. Let's get the official verdict. I think the man in red's going through.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, your winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, representing South Africa, Masibulele SIGWELA.
So Masibulele SIGWELA raises an index finger to the night sky here at the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Center. And he will be back at the quarterfinal stage. His cornerman with an audible cry of yes, yes, when the verdict was announced, because he goes through to the quarterfinals where he will pick up a minimum of $10,000 US. We have to give credit to Dzianis Zalotsky because he played his part in what was a terrific contest filled with two-way action. But the coolness under fire demonstrated by Masibulele SIGWELA was notable indeed, and he goes through to the quarterfinal stage. We will see him again as he remains in contention for a place on the podium. Our next contest is between boxers from Mongolia and Tajikistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we enter our 320th contest in the elite men's under 57 kilogram featherweight division. Your referee in the ring from Azerbaijan, Rovshan
Our referee
Gadirov.
is Mr. Rovshan Gadirov of Azerbaijan.
Representing Mongolia, Enkh-amar, KHARKHUU.
Our 5 scoring judges hail from Algeria, Moldova, Serbia, China, and Kazakhstan.
And please welcome his opponent in the blue corner, representing Tajikistan, RAKHIMOV. Your judges are from Algeria, Moldova, Serbia, China, and Kazakhstan.
So there is Enkh-amar KHARKHUU. Up into the boxing ring, the 33-year-old, one of the most decorated boxers in action on the IBA circuit. 2021 Asian champion at 56 kilograms right here in the United Arab Emirates, a 2016 Olympian, and back for a 3rd consecutive appearance at the IBA World Championships. His opponent is Khujanazar RAKHIMOV, tournament number 2 seed and the 2024 Asian Under-22 bronze medalist at the edition in Astana in Kazakhstan last year.
Round 1.
So this is action at the bottom of the 57 kilogram featherweight draw. It's between boxers from Mongolia and Tajikistan. The boxer wearing red, who just got through with a wonderful left jab, is Enkh-amar KHARKHUU. In the round of 32, he produced a terrific display to beat Emmanuel Mwawuli of Ghana. With a unanimous points decision verdict. He switched his stance continually during that contest. His opponent, who just got through with a wonderful corkscrew left, is Khujanazar RAKHIMOV from Tajikistan, and he at the round of 32 beat Toka Litabi to progress through with a 2nd round stoppage. Litabi from Lesotho gave an 8 count in the 1st round and unfurled a beautiful right hand to end it in the 2nd. There he lands a jolting left hand as we approach the halfway stage of the opening round. So KHARKHUU over the front foot now, thrusting a good jab to the body. Hard left hook landed on the inside by RAKHIMOV. That's a good right hand to the body from KHARKHUU, and each man continuing to target the body to good effect. Stiff jab and a straight right cross into the body once again, delivered by KHARKHUU. So KHARKHUU just using his feet effectively to keep himself on the edge of range. Beautiful right hand lead landed by KHARKHUU. Didn't set it up with a jab, but just got it over the low held hands as he continues to feint over the front foot to try and draw that lead. Some of the action from the opening round. Good body work implemented by both men. I think it's KHARKHUU who did the better work over the course of the round. There was a cracking right cross in the form of a right-hand lead. It's a clean sweep of the cards for the man from Mongolia.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So we move into the second round. First round was taken unanimously by Enkh-amar KHARKHUU. So can RAKHIMOV do anything differently in a bid to get himself into contention? Here he lands with a nice right cross off the back foot. And remember, it's the right hand that he used to get his opponent out of there in the round of 32, but facing an altogether more experienced and accomplished operator here in the round of 16. Remember, the winner through to the quarterfinal stages and a guaranteed minimum of $10,000 US. Looking to bustle away with punches to the body is RAKHIMOV, and he's picked up the tempo after conceding the first round unanimously. But that shot right there has been a really prominent punch in the repertoire of KHARKHUU. So plenty of support in the house for RAKHIMOV. The cries of Tajikistan, Tajikistan ringing around the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Center. Fantastic atmosphere being created by the fans in attendance. Heads coming together at close range. So neither man able to get their hands free to demonstrate the art of infighting up close. On the resumption, good right hand to the sternum, left hand to the body from KHARKHUU, and look at that right hand turned underneath. Quality punch picking at close range, just as I suggested previously, that neither man was able to free up their hands to get busy when they came together. But a wonderful cameo of infighting from KHARKHUU, is continuing to create room and find space for his punches in and around the belt line of RAKHIMOV. Big swing and a miss with the left hook from RAKHIMOV. Thrusting jab to the body was attempted by KHARKHUU, couldn't quite find the range. 2 rounds completed, and I happen to think that KHARKHUU is just waiting for the stall to appear in the red corner before he makes his way over to it. I happen to think that he's done the better work in the second round. Spirited effort and a real concerted one to try and pick up the tempo from the man in blue. He's certainly done better, but I just thought the quality cameos on the inside from KHARKHUU were enough to give him that round. But there was a response from the man in blue as he increased the punch output. Oh my goodness, and that increase has seen him take the round 3-2, and from his perspective that is absolutely crucial, because it means that we have 3 tied scores of 19 points apiece for judges 1, 2, and 5.
Seconds out. Your third and final round.
So we move into the third and final round of a contest that is now in the balance, because Enkh-amar KHARKHUU, the 2021 Asian champion, won that title right here in Dubai at 56 kilograms. Here he is back in Dubai 44 years later, competing at featherweight. 56 was bantam, if I remember rightly, around that time. But here he is competing 1 kilogram north. Took the first round unanimously. A spirited and concerted effort in the second round to pick up the pace was implemented by Rakhimov, and he has taken it on a 3-2 split. I happen to think that KHARKHUU did the better work in the second round, but 3 of the 5 judges preferred the work of the man in blue, and that means that we have tied scores for 3 of the 5 scoring judges, and whoever convinces those judges will prevail on a 3-2 split. It will be subject to bout review, of course, if that's the way it goes. But remember, KHARKHUU only needs to convince 1 of those 3 judges that has the scores tied. Rakhimov has to convince all 3 of them. So we're beyond the halfway stage. Unsurprisingly, the quality perhaps dipping a little bit, but the intensity has not diminished 1 iota, as these 2 men desperate to get through to the quarter-final stage. So KHARKHUU looking to re-establish the bodywork that, for my money, served him so well in the second. There he's landing flashing right hooks to the body. He's turned southpaw now. There's another left hook to the body, see a backhand hook to the body, and he demonstrated that out of the orthodox stance in the second round. Body shots can be difficult to score as the boxing stance of Rakhimov disrupted, but look at KHARKHUU continuing to hunt the body in a bid to snatch the soul of Rakhimov and get himself through to the quarter-final stage. There's a left hook dug in downstairs from Rakhimov, but again, I think he's really picked up the pace through the proceeding over the previous 30 seconds or so, and now he's got himself a second wind. Rakhimov on the back foot. Is he feeling the effects of these body shots? Because in a contest such as this, where it's in the balance, to go on the back foot and try and win it in that manner is very brave indeed. Back foot boxing, an art in itself, of course. But effective aggression is one of the components for scoring a round. I think this is a really risky maneuver from Rakhimov. That's a nice check right hand, and I don't think he's done enough. But that is absolutely irrelevant. What do the 5 scoring judges say? We've seen in all manner of boxing. Brings to mind Oscar De La Hoya and Felix Trinidad, when the Golden Boy took on Tito, and he elected to go on the back foot in the closing rounds of a contest that he thought he had won, only to be bested. Now, I happen to think that the man in red has done enough, but what say the judges? It could well be split. We could be going to bout review. This one incredibly close. Remember, 3 tied scores of 19 points apiece going into the final round. I happen to think KHARKHUU did the better work in the round, again with his quality body punching. But I thought that in the second, and he was edged on a 3-2 split.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, after a bout review, your winner by split decision in the blue corner from...
And it is Rakhimov. Rakhimov, a 4-3 split decision victor after bout review. And Enkh-amar KHARKHUU is absolutely stunned at that announcement. He's bitterly disappointed. He sportingly shakes the hands of his opposing coaches. But this moment belongs to Khuzrakon Rakhimov, and he goes through to the quarter-final stage. It went to bout review, and the observer and evaluator picking different opponents as well. That's how close it was. And ultimately, blue was selected as the victor. He took the final round, which again, I don't think he did enough to win it, but my opinion, irrelevant. And it's RAKHIMOV who goes through to the quarter-final stage, where he will face off against South Africa's Masibulele SIGWELA. Our next contest between boxers from Moldova and South Africa.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we now enter the 321st contest in the elite men's under 71 kilogram light middleweight division. Introducing first the referee from Turkmenistan, Ishaguli Meretneyazov. Please welcome firstly into the red corner, representing Moldova, Vasily Sebotori.
So our referee from Turkmenistan is Mr. Ishanguli Meretneyazov. And our 5 scoring judges using the 10-point must system are from Zimbabwe, Russia, Cuba, Kyrgyzstan, and Iraq.
And his opponent in the blue corner, representing South Africa, Blessing Nzeyana. Your judges at ringside from Zimbabwe, Russia, Cuba, Kyrgyzstan, and Iraq.
So into the boxing ring is Vasily Sebotori, 23 years of age, the man from Moldova. Unanimous point decision victory takes him in the round of 32, has taken him to this stage. His opponent is 19-year-old Blessing Nzeyana, part of a 4-strong South African boxing team.
Round 1.
So we're underway. This is action in the round of 16 in the men's 71 kilogram light middleweight division, and a standing count issued immediately as Vasily Sebotori of Moldova finding his range with a heavy shot against 19-year-old Blessing Nzeyana. So keeping his hands up now is Nzeyana after being tagged early on by Sebotori. Comes to the ring as an undefeated professional boxer. 19 wins out of 19 under his belt after making his debut 6 years ago. His most recent outing came in June of this year. And he's the 2024 European Championship bronze medalist. The year before, he took under 22 gold in Budva, Montenegro at this rate. And it's his 3rd consecutive appearance at a World Champions. Counter left hand drops Nzeyana, and the referee could well wave this one off right here. It was a heavy knockdown. He's showing the ref that he's okay to continue, and the ref giving him every opportunity here on the World Championship stage, but he's not yet at the halfway stage of the opening round, and he's taken 2 counts. The first, a standing count, the second, a wonderfully timed left cross. And well, what are his tactics going to be here? Because this round is gone. Does he just make it through to get back to the corner, try and regroup, take some new instruction on board and come on strong in round number 2 and 3? Good right hand, but of course, solid shots exchange, and it's going to be a third standing count as in the trade-off of hooks. It was Nzayana who came off worse, and the ref deciding that he will take no more. Heavy hitting by the undefeated professional Vasilia Chebotarii of Moldova, the tournament number 3 seed, with a statement of intent to go storming through to the quarterfinal stage and a prize of at least $10,000 US. A terrific performance. The second the left cross which produced the knockdown for the second count of what were 3 was an absolutely wonderfully timed shot, and we're going to see Vasilia Chebotarii again at the quarterfinal stage and perhaps beyond, because he burgeoning with confidence after that efficient victory over Blessing Nzayana. Here's the official verdict.
On ring B, referee calls stop the action during the first round for your winner. In the red corner, representing Moldova, Vasilie Chebotarii.
So, Vasilia Chebotarii, the tournament number 3 seed, blazing his way through to the quarterfinal stage with a first round stoppage over Blessing Nzayana of South Africa. And that was the left hand which brought about the standing count right from the opening. And there was the left cross for the knockdown in the second count, and then during the exchange of hooks, Nzayana coming off worse and the referee intervening to issue the third standing count and wave this one over in the opening round. It's Chebotarii who goes through. Our next contest is between boxers from Thailand and Kyrgyzstan.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we enter the 322nd contest in the elite men's under 71 kilogram light middleweight division. Your referee from Zimbabwe, Stephen Masayambumbi. Please welcome to the red corner, representing Thailand, Withaya Chansam.
So there are 5 scoring judges presiding over this one. They hail from Spain, Algeria, Uzbekistan, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Bosnia-Herzegovina.
And please welcome his opponent into the blue corner, representing Kyrgyzstan, Ikhtiar Nishonov. Your judges at ringside from Spain, Algeria, Uzbekistan, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina.
So there is Withaya Chansam, a 23-year-old, part of a 4-strong Thailand boxing team. Split decision victor over Arnold Gonzalez of the IBA Pro Team. 23-year-old, 2024 Asian Under-22 quarter finalist at 75 kilograms at the event in Astana, Kazakhstan. His opponent is Nishonov, 22 years of age, from the 12-strong Kyrgyzstan boxing team. Scored a first-round KO over Alex Skantos of Australia with a right hand to the ear and a left hook, with his opponent in the corner.
Round one.
So we're underway then. This the contest in the 71 kilogram light middleweight division. It's the round of 16. And it's a contest between boxers from Thailand and Kyrgyzstan. Beautiful right hand from the boxer wearing blue, and he's landing heavy leather right from the outset. And that is Nishonov. Heavy shots down to the body, but the man in red, who is looking to fight his way out of this difficult passage of the round, is Zhirayr Chansam. Counter left hook not too far away from Nishonov. He's really planting his feet into the canvas, and that's a jolting left jab. My goodness, but Chansam keeping his shape nicely here. Not showing any distress from the punches or bad body language from the punches he's taken, but a reverse 1-2, right cross, left jab, driving back across the ring. And Nishonov has found his range immediately. Right from the opening bell, he had been landing powerful, precise punches. Chansam trying to get his own respect. But it's Nishonov who's had the better of the first half of the round, including an 8 count. Oh, wasn't too far away with that flashy left uppercut. Chansam comes back with a right cross, but then looking to respond and drive his man into the corner. Here's Nishonov. Counter right hand again is a beautiful shot from Nishonov. Demonstrating wonderful judgment of distance and timing here. There's a good right cross over the top from Chansam, and my goodness, both of these men with some impressive, accurate punching through the first 2.5 minutes of this round. Nice movement in the pocket from Chansam. Neither man looking to work on the inside. Big swing and a miss with the sliding left hook once again. It's a half hook, half uppercut from Chansam. Excuse me, from Nishonov. Oh, that's a hard left hand dug into the body from Nishonov. Chansam came right back with offense over the top. Blow to the body from Nishonov, looked kind of low. And a respectful tap, because my goodness, the chin of Chansam was checked during the course of that opening round. Took an 8 count, but was in there competing right up until the bell. I don't think he's won the round. But Nishonov certainly knows that he's in a bout here. Some of the action from the first round, where Nishonov set about his man immediately. And that was the 2-shot combination which brought about the standing count. And a score of 10-8 returned from judge number 4. A clean sweep of the cards in favor of Zhirayr Nishonov.
Seconds out. Round 2.
So the second round underway. Oh, that's a wonderful lead left. Half hook, half uppercut once again. Rather risky shot to throw, but he's backing his accuracy and his hand speed. Both men going for backhands simultaneously. Good right hand to the body from Chansam. There's a clash, well, I thought it was a clash of heads which caused the cut, but there's plenty of reddening. Well, it is a cut. I was wondering whether it was a graze or a cut. I'm going to keep an eye on the referee. The knuckles bumped together by the third man in the ring, and this a significant injury indeed. Trying to see whereabouts it is. There's the doctor tending to him ringside. And there was the clash of heads. So both men spoken to about keeping their head up. Nice left jab on the resumption from the injured party, Enkh-amar. Good jab to the body, and then a right hand over the top from Chansam. Oh, there's another left hand catching the advancing Chansam from Enkh-amar. And Enkh-amar picking up his pace here now. Roundhouse right, not too far away, and perhaps mindful of the fact that he's picked up an injury. He won't want the doctor to determine the outcome of this one. Nor will he want to. Oh, what a left hook! My goodness! And the referee has waved it off after it wobbled and then wilted with Taya Chansam down to the canvas. And Enkh-amar, a devastating single shot KO for the second bout in succession here at Dubai 2025. The accidental clash of heads saw him pick up the tempo of his work, and after emerging from the inspection of the doctor, what a combination, digging down to the body before unloading a thunderous left hook to the jaw, which brought about a delayed reaction. First of all, Chansam wobbled, and then he wilted down to the canvas as though he had been filleted. Thankfully, he's telling the doctor that he is okay, and that is good to see, because that was a heavy knockout shot landed by Enkh-amar. And for the second successive bout, the vaunted left hook of Enkh-amar has ended a contest inside the distance in the most emphatic fashion.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, referee calls stop the action during round 2. For your winner by knockout in the blue corner from Kyrgyzstan, Enkh-amar.
So Enkh-amar, a second round knockout winner over Taya Chansam of Thailand, and he goes through to the round of 16. There he will face off against the tournament number 3 seed Vasilia Chebotarii, and he has just prevailed on a first round stoppage. That promises to be a hard-hitting affair between two heavy-handed sharpshooters. Wonderful work, because it's anything other than blind aggression. Set the man up with a 2-shot salvo to the body, and then uncoiled an absolutely torrid left hook to take out Taya Chansam of Thailand. I'm pleased to say that he is okay, but it's the man from Kyrgyzstan who goes through to the quarterfinal stage. $10,000 minimum will now be added to his bank balance. Our next contest is between boxers from Azerbaijan and Latvia.
Ladies and gentlemen, on ring B, we enter our 323rd contest in the elite men's under 71 kilogram light middleweight division. Introducing first your referee from Kazakhstan, Arman.
So our 5 scoring judges
Bair.
are from Cuba, China, Croatia, Kyrgyzstan, and Croatia, and Serbia. 10-point must system in effect.
Aliyev. And his opponent in the blue corner representing Latvia, Artur Vaisla.
So there is Sarkhan Aliyev. 27 years of age is the man from Azerbaijan. Beat Boniface Maina of Kenya on a 4-1 split decision victory at the round of 32.
Cuba,
2021
China,
World Championship
Kyrgyzstan,
bronze medalist at this same weight, looking for a return to the podium as the tournament number 7 seed. His opponent is Artur Vaisla, 19 years of age, and he, with a very impressive display right here in ring B at the round of 32, beat Abdulrahman Abu Nasser with his first round stoppage with 8 minutes left in the round. A beautiful left hook to the body, but he showed so much during the course of the first 3 minutes. It was really notable. He was on the front foot to pressure his opponent, then backed off, drawing his man in, and he leaned over the left knee and sunk in a left hook to the body that proved to be decisive. Oh, there's a solid left hook landed by the tournament number 7 seed, Sarkhan Aliyev. Participated in the same weight class in the previous edition in Tashkent, lost to Nishant Dev, the eventual bronze medalist at Tashkent 2023. Nishant Dev now making great strides in the pro ranks, of course, over at the Floyd Mayweather gym in Las Vegas currently, getting ready for the next step in his professional career in West Africa. Just a few days' time. So a low blow absorbed by Aliyev. He sprints back into the mix as the two men continuing to saber rattle with the lead hands in this bout between Orthodox and Southpaw. So Vaisla looking to counter with the right hand after Aliyev shot over the top. Oh, that is a solid overhand right landed by Aliyev. Closed the gap on quick feet and was able to find a home for it on the head of Vaisla, which is held pretty high. Vaisla demonstrated so much talent and accomplishment over the course of his career. Still only 19, remembering he's been put under pressure by one of the most accomplished operators in the world. But a European youth bronze medalist last year in the event in Porek in Croatia. Returns to contest the under 23 championships this year at Budapest in Hungary. Well, that forearm straying into rabbit punch territory, and Vaisla just indicating that to the referee. Aliyev looked to close the gap in a flash and take advantage of any distress he may be feeling. Slapping left hand landed by Aliyev. Is he looking to quicken his feet and impose his experience on his teenaged opponent? So one suspects it's going to be the man in the red corner who is eschewing the stall, who has taken the opening round. Calm instruction in the direction of Sargsyaan Aliyev. So a clean sweep of the cards for Sargsyaan Aliyev. 10-9 scorecards returned from all 5 scoring judges.
Round 2.
So we move into the second round. What adjustments can Arturs Vaisler make in a bid to overturn the clean sweep of the cards he faced? There's a lead left hook from Aliyev. Vaisler being rocked solidly from both flanks in the opening 20 seconds of this second round. As Aliyev not backing up in the face of the pressure that Vaisler is looking to apply. Mentioned the fact that he was able to back his opponent towards the ropes in his round of 32 encounter, but here in with an altogether more experienced man who just prior to this backward movement wasn't conceding ground, instead content to circle and use the space of center ring. So how will Vaisler deal with that? Because the pressure that he's applying, well, I said he wasn't backing up Aliyev, but he has been conceding ground before now getting back, creeping back to the middle of the ring. So the thinking continuing on the edge of range. Both men committing to forward forays, but neither finding the range, so chest to chest coming together ensues. Good right hand to the body from Aliyev. Both men really committing to these single shot rating attacks that they're launching. And now it's Aliyev trying to get onto the front foot. Oh, that's a solid left hook, and it disrupted the boxing stance of Vaisler. He responds with a shot to the body, but I think it may have strayed low. And another right hand crashes home. And Vaisler may just be trying to buy a little bit of time here, because I think he's felt the effects of these punches. But credit to him, he's keeping his shape nicely and continuing to compete. Left hook attempted to the body, and heads coming together on the inside between orthodox and southpaw after Aliyev's attempted right hand went long, and he ended up catching him with the forearm. Left hook once again is a solid shot from Aliyev. His right hand work a little less accurate. Big swing and a miss with the left hook from Aliyev. Solid right hand landed on the bell from Aliyev, and both men really committing to the hard singles that they're launching here. This man conceded the opening round unanimously, changed his tactics in the second round, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take it, because he was hit with some solid shots such as that short right hand and lead left hooks from the orthodox stance of Aliyev. So 2 rounds completed, both of them scored unanimously in favor of Aliyev.
Your third and final round.
So moving to the third and final round, and Arturs Vaisla, the talented teenager from Latvia, part of a 3-strong Latvian team, needs a big final 3 minutes here. Of course, his preferred outcome would be an inside the distance victory. Sneaky left hand attempted as Aliyev just changed his feet, now operating when he was out of the red corner as a southpaw boxer. There's a left cross, that was a scoring shot, turned into a half hook, half uppercut from Vaisla. So looking to use the space of the ring now is Aliyev. Well, credit to him, Vaisla is really trying to put Aliyev under pressure, and look at that, able to help himself to some cuffing hooks, first from the right hand, followed by the left, and he's having success in this flat-footed exchange in the pocket. Left cross from Vaisla, and then another right hook on the inside as Aliyev elected to stand toe-to-toe during that passage of the round. Bringing Vaisla right back into the proceedings for this final round, trying to get him comfortable and lay a trap for that overhand right he just landed. Aliyev is brief imitation of an Ali shuffle as another left cross comes power driving through, and he's trying to ride these shots on the inside, but they're still scoring punches from Vaisla. So creeping his way forward and seeking to drive Vaisla back to the ropes. Here's Aliyev, closing second of the third round in what has been a really spirited rally in the final frame from Arturs Vaisla. He was almost brought into the proceedings as Aliyev elected to hold his feet. Took plenty of shots on the inside, but I don't think there's any doubt about the winner. It will be the man in red going through to the quarter-final stage. Took the first 2 rounds unanimously, and then this man really did give it a go in the final round. Good to see that type of desire and competitive spirit in a young boxer. I'd actually give him the final round because of the manner in which Aliyev invited pressure, and he took full advantage by landing shots on the inside. But it won't be enough to overturn the 20 points to 18 deficit that he faced for all 5 scoring judges after 2 rounds of boxing.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by unanimous decision, in the red corner representing Azerbaijan, Sarkhan Aliyev.
So Sarkhan Aliyev the tournament number 7 seed, through to the quarter-final stage with a unanimous point decision victory. There's confirmation that he did concede the final round for 3 of the 5 scoring judges, but a comfortable passage through to the last 8 for the 2021 World Championship bronze medalist, and a very good World Championships indeed on his senior debut, produced by Arturs Vaisla of Latvia. Invaluable experience gained, but it's the experienced figure of Sargsyān Aliyev who goes through to the quarter-final stage in the bottom of this draw. Our final contest of this 12th session of boxing is between men from Belarus and Kazakhstan. Mr. Besmi Mohammed of Algeria is our referee.
Ladies and gentlemen, over on ring,
and our 5 scoring judges hail from Uganda, Serbia, Kyrgyzstan, Bosnia-Herzegovina.
In the elite men's under 71 kilogram
4 of the 5 scoring
middleweight
judges
division. Introducing first your referee inside the ring from Algeria, Besmi Mohammed. Please welcome firstly into the red corner, representing Belarus, Alexander Radjonov. And please welcome his opponent in the blue corner, representing Kazakhstan, Ablakhine Jusupov.
So there is Alexander
Your judges from Zimbabwe, Serbia,
over in the red corner, part of a 5-strong Belarusian boxing team.
And Turkmenistan.
Tokyo Olympian who participated in the most recent edition of the World Championships, now 25 years of age, lost in the 3rd preliminary round of Belgrade of Tashkent 2023. And his opponent over in the blue corner is the reigning Asian champion, Ablakhine Jusupov, the tournament number 2 seed, 28 years of age. He looking for yet another World Championship medal, having claimed 3 bronzes at welterweight in consecutive editions between Hamburg 2017 and Belgrade 2021. The intervening event was Yekaterinburg 2019. He too an Olympian, having boxed in the games of Rio in 2016.
Round 1.
So we're underway then. 2 incredibly experienced and decorated IBA boxers facing off for a right to progress through to the quarter-final stage. $10,000 minimum is the prize that awaits any boxer who makes it through to the final 8. And this one, an orthodox and southpaw affair between Alexander Radsionov from Belarus. He's the man wearing red, the southpaw wearing blue is Ablakhine Jusupov. A 2nd round stoppage victory over the man from the IBN Turkey team, beating Murat Aydemir inside the distance for Radsionov. As for the southpaw wearing blue, well, he produced a fantastic performance to score a unanimous decision victory over the experienced figure of Ararat Arutyunyan of Armenia. So both men just in search of the range. Oh, that's a beautiful reverse 1-2. Roundhouse southpaw left, followed by a right hook from Yusupov. There's another left cross out of the southpaw stance. Left hook in response from Radzianov. Good right hand driven into the body by Radzianov. Each man looking to counter immediately. Oh, did you see that fake? He looked as though he was shaping to throw the southpaw left, but then he just switched mid-stride forward and landed a beautiful right hand out of the southpaw stance, Yusupov. An example of this man's imagination and dexterity. Just inaccurate on that attempted forward foray. Left hand is a crisp shot again on a 10-second clapper from Yusupov. Good round of boxing. Both men enjoying success. I think the man in blue did the better work. Some of the action from that opening round. Here's the counter left hand off the feint. Wonderful patience from Yusupov to wait, draw the lead from his opponent, and then reply with accurate shots. Clean sweep of the cards for Ablakan Yusupov. As we prepare to enter the second round.
Round 2.
So into round number 2 we go. Nice footwork from Yusupov to appear behind Radzianov's back. Each man looking to bring about a reaction, but breaking the deadlock with a beautiful left cross to the body is Yusupov. And he backs his man to the ropes with an accurate cluster of punches. Each man keen to show the official that they are not the one guilty of holding. Good burst of punches to the body from Radzianov. Roundhouse left attempted by Yusupov, blocked effectively by the forearm of Radzianov. Oh, the heads coming together again. Nice right jab, snapped out by Yusupov. Just dipping a little low with the head, Yusupov, and then another untidy tangle ensues. And again, each man keen to show the referee that they are not the guilty party. So Radzianov has got to try and pick up the pace and his accuracy here. Because again, launching attacks from too far away, and then when he gets into this type of territory, he's not able to free his hands, and he's going to, well, these problems mounting because he's just been docked a point in a round where I think he's being outboxed. And now, just keeping himself out of harm's way by getting on his bike is Yusupov, using the space of the boxing ring very effectively indeed, before going back to the safety of his corner. A point deducted from the scorecard of Alexander Radzianov. And I happen to think that this man won the round. But how will the 5 scoring judges see it? Remember, he took the first round across the board with 10-9 scores. So Radzianov has got to try and do something different. Easier said than done, of course. But we're talking about 2 outstanding IBA boxers here. Have been during the course of their careers. And it's the man in blue, the reigning Asian champion, who is getting the better of this one. He's leading 20 points to 18 for all 5 judges after 6 minutes of boxing.
Seconds out. Your third and final round.
So as we move into the third and final round, Alexander Radzianov needs a big 3 minutes here because he's trailing 20 points to 18 for all 5 of the judges scoring this one. He's had a point deducted as well in round number 2. So several knockdowns, and again, sometimes they can, not irrelevant, but they won't necessarily result in a 10-8 round, as is the case in the professional side of the sport. So again, beautiful left hand from Yusupov, but get his man out of there inside the distance, and by standing square on the ropes, Yusupov momentarily inviting pressure, shoved his man away to get back to the space of ring center. Radzianov trying to pick up the pace here now, looking for that overhand right. But Yusupov remaining switched on, not giving anything away. So beyond the halfway stage of this final round. So Radzianov remaining in pursuit of his man, but keeping the movement going, and look at that for a move off the ropes to leave Radzianov staring into the expanse of the Dubai duty-free tennis center here. Now just a little bit of bout management being engaged in by Yusupov, wrapping his man up, not letting him go. The clock continuing to tick. And with every second, Yusupov closer to the quarter-final stage. Heads coming together once again between the orthodox and southpaw boxer. And in the closing seconds of the round, the last thing Yusupov wants is to sustain an injury, which will impair his ability to compete. Right hand was a check hook from Yusupov, and just engaging some fleet-footed footwork to remain out of harm's way for the closing stages of the round. So that's it, and it's surely the man in blue who's going through. After taking the first 2 rounds unanimously, it was pretty much more of the same, despite the best efforts of Radzianov in the 3rd round. But Yusupov, too experienced to allow him a foothold in the contest, entered bout management mode at times. Well, I think That's earlier than I expected. There's the score. I think now we just need to wait for the announcement. Maybe the graphic operator's in a hurry to make his way out of the venue. It is approaching midnight local time. But let's get the official particulars then to conclude our final contest of the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by unanimous decision. In the blue corner from Kazakhstan, Ablakan Jusupov.
So Ablakan Jusupov, the tournament #2 seed, goes through to the quarterfinal stage. He's earned at least $10,000 minimum. Eliminated is Alexander Radzianov. But it's the man from Kazakhstan who goes on. There he will face the tournament #7 seed, Sarkhan Aliyev of Azerbaijan. So some of the action from that contest, where all 3 rounds for all 5 scoring judges were scored in favor of Jusupov. So that wraps up the action here. From Ring B in this 12th session of boxing, we had round of 16 encounters from flyweight, featherweight, and light middleweight divisions. All of the boxers through to the quarterfinal stage, now 1 win away from a place on the medal podium. And that is how the results unfolded, with some pretty impressive performances and victories for those who remain in contention and have enriched themselves by $10,000, getting a slice of the record $8.23 million prize pool. So, having seen the results, we will now leave you with images from the 12th session of boxing. It just remains for me, Ronald McIntosh, on behalf of the entire team here, bringing you action from this 23rd edition of the Men's World Championships, to say thank you for staying with us, and join us again tomorrow, 5 p.m. local time, for more of the quarter-final stages from Dubai 2025. Bye for now.